This is FE Peer Review. The date is December the 3rd, 2021. Philosophy and logic are still not evidence. Paulogia put a video up recently, and I'm going to play a few seconds from it. Some of you may know his channel. He is an atheist who does videos in which he looks at the arguments made by Christian apologists. In this video, he's looking at a fellow by the name of Lee Strobel, who's discussing the virgin birth of Jesus, this being the Christmas season coming up. I recommend the video. It's quite interesting. On my channel, I don't generally, religion is not really a subject I'm interested in covering, and I'm not doing this video to discuss religion per se. I'm simply using this particular snippet as an example of a kind of misunderstanding of philosophy, logic, and evidence, and what these are and the roles they have to play. I did a previous video on this topic. I'll see if I can find it and put the link in the description. I'll also put a link to Paulogia's video in the description. So now I'm going to play you the little snippet from his video.
The only reason to doubt the possibility of the miracle itself would be a prior commitment to philosophical naturalism. That is, the belief that the material world is all that exists and that there is no such thing as God or supernatural intervention.
I left a comment on Paulogia's video, and I wanted to discuss it briefly here. It's at the 18-minute, 22-second mark, which is the bit we just watched. The phrase, a prior commitment to philosophical naturalism. No, it's not, quote, philosophical. All we have evidence for is the natural. We have no evidence for the supernatural. Those of us who choose to base our understanding of the physical universe in which we find ourselves on physical evidence are not engaging in philosophy. We are simply accepting the preponderance of the evidence. Should the uncovering of future evidence strongly point to a different conclusion, we, as rational beings, will again accept the preponderance of the evidence as well and adapt our understanding. Science is not philosophy. This is something all these apologists do. They mistake philosophy and even reasonably well-argued logical progressions of ideas as evidence. These are not. These are simply ideas. It's conceivable someone might craft a brilliant and perfectly logical argument for the existence of God. Wonderful. But that's not evidence. In the best of worlds, that argument may suggest an avenue of scientific research that goes on to discover actual evidence, but until that happens, the argument is simply an idea. I suggest an anecdote to clarify the difference between a good idea and evidence. Suppose I know a fellow who jogs every day through the woods past a lake. One day he goes for his jog and goes missing. A search is begun, and I inform the search team of what I know about his jogging routine. I know a lot about it because I've done it with him a few times. It's good, solid information that could very well help. The woods are searched, the lake is searched, and sadly, he is discovered drowned in the lake. Now, and only now, do we have evidence for his fate. Until the discovery of his body, we only had a good idea where to search. Another outcome might have been entirely possible. Maybe, without my knowledge, he was embezzling from his employer and stashing the loot in a bag in the woods, and that day was D-Day. He went out, quote, for a jog, got his bag, headed to the airport, and spent the remainder of his days living in the lap of luxury in Barbados. That's an entirely possible outcome and doesn't change the quality of the information I provided, which was, after all, based on solid experience. So, no, even the most logically constructed argument for the existence of a creator being, such as Strobel describes, is not evidence for that being. This is FE Peer Review. I hope that you enjoyed this little video. Click the like button, subscribe, do all those wonderful things, and leave a comment most of all. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.